Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to A Course in Miracles. This is a different Course in Miracles, same book, but we're exploring different versions and different people's teachings and how they can help us understand it a little bit better. I'm Teri Angel. My co-host is Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And we have a beautiful room full of people, Christine, Charlie, Sharon, and Auntie Jean, and Suzanne's with us virtually. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. This is day 8. Wow. So, Karen, I'm just going to say, let's get right to it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a great time to just center in and this is a beautiful lesson for us to drop into our heart, just rest in that beautiful true heart, your beautiful sacred space, and just rest for a minute and listen to these words. They're beautiful words, and when we start to realize that these words are guiding us back home, then we really start to enjoy the journey. And that's what it's all about, is that journey to no distance, where we've never left, where we believe that we've had some kind of an adventure, but the truth is the heart has always been right in the real world. So we just are going to allow ourselves to feel into that space, because that's where we find our home. So salvation requires the acceptance of but one thought: you are as God created you, not what you made yourself. Whatever evil you may think you did, you are as God created you. Whatever mistakes you made, the truth about you is unchanged. Creation is eternal and unalterable. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. You are and will forever be exactly as you were created. Light and joy and peace abide in you because God put them there. I just love to fall into that grace of knowing that we are as our original, natural, innocent, true self. And if we can just come back to that natural space, knowing that we are as God created us and that nothing can change that beauty and that grace and that innocence and the love that we are. Nothing can change that. And so it's such a beautiful, powerful lesson to fall into that grace and just remember that that's who we are.
That is so beautiful, Karen. And remembering that all the opposites of those things that we're told that we are, that God made us that way, anything that's opposite of that, that's not of God. Only love and light. And I say that every day. That's my motto. I've been sticking to that motto for decades now. Only love and light is welcome in. And I think once we realize that something is not of love and light, then we can take an observer's seat, step away and look at that. So I love this lesson tonight, and I loved the one from last night, and I can't wait to see how everybody did with anybody want to share anything with doing the lesson from yesterday? Go
I
ahead.
don't like being the first one each time. I'm trying to wait for other people.
Yeah, Chris raised her hand, so
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was good that I get into the homework and Terry got me a valuable to the journal. I write it in back in the new way here. So every way day I write it into the journal that Terry got me, and I noticed that I have more manifesting to do this year. See?
thank you, Chris. Sharon.
Sorry, it took me a little second. I'm just going to be a little transparent and try and choose my words well. The lesson from yesterday was, I see only the past, right? Well, it's not just I see only the past, but I think in the past. And today, a woman called me. I just met her. I really haven't met her. In a Facebook group for boys to men, moms raising boys into men. And she spoke for almost 45 minutes nonstop. And I thought this was going to be a conversation, but it was me listening to her. And I no longer want to have conversations like that. So I was in my mind going, okay, you can shift how you feel about this. And her conversation was different than a spiritual conversation. It was a Christian conversation, which felt, she wasn't preaching at me, but it was very emphatic, and everything was a reference to the Bible, which I'm not fully versed in the Bible. I was having a lot of trouble staying out of the past judgments, out of the past annoyance, out of the past, please, I guess I'm here to listen to you. I'm not here to engage in a conversation. So I struggled with that, but I had at least this sentence to help me calibrate to a place of peace. And then when I hung up, I just released all of it and said, this is in the past. I don't need to think about this anymore. Like you said yesterday, Charlie.
I love that you're sharing that, Sharon. And I think that these are opportunities, healing opportunities for us when people like that show up, because it's an opportunity for you to introduce practicing the pause and bringing her back and bringing her centered, bringing her back to to her heart center, to her space. Because when we're running on that hamster wheel and somebody else is running on a hamster wheel, we tend to get right on the hamster wheel and just follow, and just we're a lot of times, because of our patterning and our old programming, we just let people run their mouth and run. But I think that was an opportunity for you, a gift, because whenever anything, brings us an awareness like that we're seeing something from the past, it's a gift for us to look at, how can I respond to this, in a way that I can be the most helpful with her. And I think that, I would reach back out to her and, come from a space of, you're coming from your own divine authority when you speak to her, and you speak with her as, as a absolute equal.
Yeah, I appreciate all of that, Karen, and I agree with you. At the moment, I'm not inclined to reach back out, but I think I missed my opportunity. I mean, I tried to, like double Dutch, get my words in, but she just, and I was like, okay, I guess this is my time to listen to somebody and not engage in this conversation. But because I felt run over, boiled over. And this is a lesson for me, Karen, you are correct, for me to stand up for myself and stop people from doing that in my presence. I haven't gotten yet the grace words to do that, but tomorrow is another day.
We have some sharing online. So if anyone in here would like to share something, or I can go ahead and read some of these wonderful comments that we're getting. Okay, so we have a great audience. Suzanne is here, and she said, I realized that I attach a feeling to everything. That is such a great realization, because yeah, that's what we do, isn't it? When we see only the past, and that's when buttons can be pushed, and we depend on what we've already experienced to react, instead of doing what the course is teaching us. Step away. There's only this moment, and say, okay, I'm just seeing the past here, so let me step away and be the observer. So Suzanne, thank you for sharing that. Rosalind is here. Rosalind says, recognizing conditional patterns of thinking, then my mind was like, why are you trying so hard? What are you trying to see? Keep moving along. There's nothing to see here. I love that. I love that. I have
A great question too is to ask who is trying so hard?
Trying so hard.
Who is getting frustrated?
Right.
Who is getting walked over? Because that's not your true original innocent self. And it's a beautiful practice to catch yourself when because when we identify as that, and what we do is we cling to the past, and we cling to our past identity, which is our false identity, which is not our true identity. And when we claim that identity, we're limiting ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the greatest questions I think I ever ask. I constantly say, who is asking that question right now?
Right. And I've used that line, there's nothing to see here. I've used that so many times. There's nothing to see here. Move along, and just step away from all of that.
And you can also say, not now. I'm not going there with you. Not now. Not now. I'm not following you down that path. I know who I am, and I'm not going to go into the illusion of who I am not.
Right.
I am not that is a wonderful thing to practice also. I am not that. I am not that person who is feeling that I've been taking advantage of. I am not that person who is not being kind to myself while I do these lessons. I am not that.
Beautiful. We have Kathy Hand. Kathy says she's made peace with the past. Finally, since going back to work this new year, she's realized I can do more, help others, take care of myself, and feel better about myself. And Kathy, I'm so glad that you're joining us with the Course in Miracles, because I think that's going to help with all of that. Each lesson will build and will grow from each one of them. Danielle says, cutting cords, releasing tension. It was a message received from the angels by Teri Angel today. Also, do everything with ease and grace. Wonderful comments. And I love this. I love that you all are doing the homework, because that's what we're going to benefit from. This time together, this half hour goes so fast. And we're here to present you with the lesson and to share, from the teachings of those that we're studying. But if you do the work, that's the growth. That's where you'll see yourself really growing with it. So thank you all for commenting.
I think I had a hard time with this one. I think because I don't really see the past that much. That to me, I'm living in the now. and not the past. So that doesn't have any meaning, past or whatever. I just want to live with the now. The one problem I'm having a hard time with, I don't know if anybody else is, my mind tends to wander. It wants to think of two things at one time. It's like it doesn't want to be still. And I have that problem with saying, you only need to do what you're doing now. Don't think about those things at this moment. Stop thinking about the supper you're going to cook tomorrow or the laundry that you have to get done. Just accomplish what you're doing now and then move on to the next thing. Does anyone have that problem? Or did you? No? Just me? Okay.
Jean, I used to, when I would go into meditation, start paying attention to the thoughts. They're always there. We can't say, go away thoughts because they were paying more attention to them. But for me, it's go back to the breath, go back and focus on the breath. And what is it Karen says? Follow one course until successful. That's focus. And that was actually in the meditation that Ruth and I did this morning, was about focus. And,
Yes, you did.
yeah, so just follow.
I think you should give yourself a pat on the back, Auntie Jean, because you caught yourself in those. That means that you're becoming more aware. So the more, and Sharon too, I think you should give yourself a pat on the back because you are catching yourself in the moment and saying, no, I am not going to have a future like the past. I choose to change this experience. And that's taking your power back. So I can see that, and you too, Christine, keeping a journal and paying attention, watching your thoughts and paying attention to the awareness. It's just trusting in yourself. It's bringing back a trust in your true self. And those two thoughts that you're thinking are your false self and your true self. And so there's always the voice for fear or the voice for love. And the voice for fear, it's just not welcome here. And the voice for love, we want it loud and clear. So we want to continually tell ourselves, I want to hear. The perception becomes our projection. So if we want to have more of our focus and our attention on the voice for love, then we need to declare that I choose to hear the voice for love and pay no mind, not one even second attention to the voice for fear.
And I love what Alan Cohen wrote. You don't need to stay sick, poor, dumped, lonely, or hurt. These conditions are the result of interpretations that you lay over events. When you accept 100% of the responsibility for the choices you have made, you gain 100% of the power to make new and better choices. And that's what you did, Sharon, and that's what you're looking at doing, Jean, and the others that are making comments. And I love this discussion. Take your power back.
Yeah. Yep.
That were in the past. And I loved what Joanne wrote also. We can inadvertently take power away from others when we see them in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Great statement. Thank you, Joanne.
Boy, some really good comments tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. I just love this. To get back to Pam, and I know we need to give the lesson for you all for tomorrow. Oh, that's right. She called this one the wrecking ball. The lesson. because she makes sense. You know, sometimes we do have to rely on things from our past, like knowing what our shoe size is, or, or the fact that I can't eat jalapenos anymore. If I do that, you know, in the past, I've had some really issues with that. But we're not talking about all of the hurts and all of that from the past. We're talking about, you know, let's stay present in the moment, using what happened in the past as a ball to move forward with. So yeah, I think this lesson coming up, I think you all are going to go even further into this thought about I see only the past and what can we do moving forward. Prince is with us. Prince says, the peace I have now is worth all that I have lost. Okay, so Karen, do we want to read the lesson that's coming up for us? This half hour just really flew by.
Okay, so this one is, my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. This idea, of course, the reason why you see only the past. No one really sees anything. He sees only his thoughts projected outward. The mind's preoccupation with the past is the cause of the total misconception about time from which your seeing suffers. Your mind cannot grasp the present, which is the only time there is. It therefore cannot understand time and cannot, in fact, understand anything. The only wholly true thought that one can hold about the past is that it is not here. To think about it at all is therefore to think about delusions. Very few minds have realized what is actually entailed in picturing the past or anticipating the future. The mind is actually blank when it does this, because it is not really thinking about anything. The purpose of the exercises for today is to begin to train your mind to recognize when it is not really thinking at all. While thoughtless ideas preoccupy your mind, the truth is blocked. Recognizing that your mind has been merely blank rather than believing that it is filled with real ideas is the first step to opening your way to vision. The exercise for today should be done with eyes closed. This is because you actually cannot see anything, and it is easier to recognize that no matter how vividly you may picture a thought, you are not seeing anything. With as little investment as possible, search your mind for the usual minute or so, merely noting the thoughts that you find there. Name each one by the central figure or theme it contains, and pass on to the next. Introduce the practice period by saying, I seem to be thinking about. Then name each of your thoughts specifically. For an example, I seem to be thinking about, name the person or specify, about a name or an object, about an emotion, and so on, concluding at the end of the mind searching period with, but my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. This can be done 4 or 5 times during the day unless you find it irritates you. If you find it trying 3 or 4 times is sufficient. You might find it helpful, however, to include your irritation or any emotion which the idea may induce in mind searching itself. So, yeah. Whenever we find ourselves being irritated, frustrated, or in any way away from our peace, being disturbed, it's an opportunity for healing. So this is the short lesson of that. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is now? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning in my mind. Let me understand that I am trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I am giving up nothing.
I love that. Pam says, I know it might seem rather pointless to look at my thoughts 4 or 5 times today and call them out as the posers that they are, but it doesn't matter what I think of the exercises. It just matters that I do them. What's pointless are all the invalid decisions and assumptions I've made about what's best for me. Today, I surrender my defenses, my full bullheadedness, and my convictions that I must figure everything out. I fall back into the loving arms of the universe, whose sole purpose is to dish up my good.
Thank you, Pam.
Yeah. So we're talking about being mindful, right, Prince? Thank you for that. Yeah. Being mindful of what are our thoughts doing, and calling them out, like Pam said. Like, no, go back into the moment, go back into the present. Yeah. I love this tonight. And I just love how we're evolving, and we have such a great audience tonight, you guys. Thank you all for being on with us. We really appreciate everybody that's jumping in, and we're studying this together and learning together. And as Charlie likes to remind us, walking each other home, because home is in our heart, and that's the only place where love resides and unconditionally, and is the real thing in our lives. So
another great question to ask yourself over and over again throughout the day is, am I present? Am I present? Am I here? Am I here? Am I here now? Am I here? And if you are thinking about the past or the future, you can just say, not now, only love is real. Not now. And that's not now, because when the past comes up, it's giving you a huge opportunity for healing. When it shows its little face, it's giving us a huge opportunity for healing. And it's not just healing for you, it's healing for the entire collective consciousness. So everything that you're doing is helping the entire planet. Every time that you stay conscious, every time that you stay present, every time you choose to forgive, every time you choose to love, you're adding to the truth and helping to take away weakening the idea of the illusion and the idea of separation. It's not real. It's not true. Only love is real.
it's real. And I love what Danielle said, which reflects what you just said, Karen. We are a beautiful reflection of each other. We are one. Yes. Thank you all for joining in. I just want to give shout outs to all of these who are here. Julie Kiss is here. Suzanne, of course, and our Prince Fleet Easton. I think Blue had to leave. She was here for most of it. Kathy Hand, Joanne Castrillo. Oh my goodness. And Nitra Prad, thank you for being here. She says, thank you guys for existing. Rosalind Good Vibes. Danielle, as I mentioned. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful group tonight. Thank you all. We're here every night for those of you who are new to us. And every night at 8 o'clock, we talk about the course. And then at 8:30, we're a little bit late, we do a chanting for half an hour. You're welcome to stay on with us for that. Or those of you who just come in for the course, thank you for being here. What a blessing to have you. And Sharon, we love you so much.
Love you too, ladies.
Every-
Thank you.
Gracie's here too.
Gracie is here.
Yay, Gracie!
All right, so we're going to go right into the chanting. Oh, Tammy Fisk, I didn't see
Hi,
you.
Tammy.
Oh my God. So we're going to go right into the chanting part. And like I said, if anyone wants to leave, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn it off from the group because that's just the Course of Miracles group, and I streamed the part of the teaching in there. So while I do that, Karen, would you start talking about our first chant? Om Gam Ganapataye.
Yes. So this is where we chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. And then beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number. And beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in a short meditation on freedom. And then we'll go into our second chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed. Om Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all illusions and illness be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Namaste Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha. Namaste Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha. Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Hey
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om Gam
Hey
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om
Pray
Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Pray Namaha.
Om
Ganapataye
Gam
Hey
Ganapataye
Namaha.
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 Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om
Namaha.
Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om Gam
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Gam
Namaha.
Om
Ganapataye
Gam
Namaha. Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Gam
Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
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 Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om
Namaha.
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om
Namaha.
Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om Gam
Namaha.
Om
Ganapataye
Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om Gam
Namaha. Om
Ganapataye
Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Namaha.
Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Hey,
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye Namaha.
Pataye
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om
Om
Gam
Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Hey,
Namaha.
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 Pataye
Say
Namaha.
Namaha.
Let's take a breath into our heart center. Just feel that energy of freedom, knowing that only love is real. Only that peace and that love in your heart is real. And doing this chant just brings us right back to center and back to the realization of that, as there are no obstacles. And this chant that we did just brought us to a higher vibration, up, up, up to a higher plane. And in that higher plane, we are going now to do Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, which is the miracle chant. And Karen, would you talk about that, please?
Yes, so we're going to do that 3 times slow, and then we'll do 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in the next part of our session. So we declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho
Yeah.
Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all live in peace and harmony and are open and ready to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Nam Myoho Renge
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo, Yo Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo, Renge Kyo, Yo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Om Renge Kyo, Renge Kyo, Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Myoho Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Let's go back into our hearts with the breath again. And now on love. Love is all that's real. Just ask that love and light be the only things in your heart right now. Focus on that love as we chant Om. Om is the cosmic sound of God, and we're going to chant it 3 times. Then stay in our hearts for the heart-brain coherence. And then we're going to give our love away to the world. So take a deep breath in, focusing on love. Let's chant Om. 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 Now we invite you to just get in touch again with how deep that love is flowing in your heart. It's so full. There's so much of it. And the more we give away, the more it comes back to us. So take a deep breath in and breathe that love over the world, every inhabitant, whether it be human, animal, the birds in the air, the trees, the waterways. Just send love and peace into our world. Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. May this love and peace that we send forth touch the hearts of every inhabitant on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Let that be what's foremost on our minds and in our hearts. Om Shanti. Oh, our beautiful miracle Marlene joined us. Hi, Marlene. Thank you for being here. And we are so, so, so happy to have our Grace Isis back with us. Hello.
Hello.
Every night we make a declaration that there is peace on earth. Gracie, are you able to lead us in this tonight? I'm not sure where you're at.
Yes, I'm at home and I would love to lead us. So each night we take a moment before we rest, go into meditation or whatever we're going to do. And we think about peace. And we do it through the chanting. And we know and believe and trust that there is peace on earth. And then we dig deep inside of us. We bring it out because peace begins with us. Peace begins inside of us. And we are the catalysts for peace, what we want to see. So we dive down deep inside us and we bring it up and we declare that there is peace on earth. And we declare that that peace begins inside of us and with us and from us. So we do it on 3, 2, 1.
We declare that there is peace on earth. We declare that peace begins inside of us.
Forever and ever.
Ever.
And so it is.
Noted. Man,
Amen.
Gracie.
To be kind.
And be kind. Thank you, Gracie.
Thank you.
And Charles,
Good job.
that would be good. We've been doing this for 951 days now. And we've been doing this as a glorious group known as the
Peace.
P for Peace.
And as Danielle says, may our peace be upon Mother Earth. Aho. Absolutely. Cooper agrees. Oh, so thank you. Thank you all. And Gracie, we have been missing your singing.
So,
Especially me.
especially, oh, well, Auntie Jean, I thought by now you'd have all known and you're ready for the orchestra and
I
for the
can't
concert.
carry a tune, Gracie. That's the problem.
So then let's sing it along. Let's go. So,
Hill,
the hills are alive
I,
with the sound of chanting, and the
the thankful
sprinkling of
going,
peace, and the
peace,
smile on
on
the face,
faces,
because being kind and peace is coming around the mountain.
mountain chant,
Peace is coming around
my
the
mountain
mountain.
chant,
Peace is coming around the
my
mountain.
mountain,
Smiles on people's faces.
faces,
Peace is coming around the mountain when we
chant.
be kind. Thank you all.
Hi. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, Charlie, Jean, Christine, Karen,
Yeah.
Danielle, Marlene, all of those who joined in with the chanting tonight and sending love out into the world. Thank you for being here. What a blessing you are.
Thank you.
And we wish you well. Stay in your hearts and stay blessed and come back tomorrow so we can do it again. And we leave you with
We love you. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.